Hey everyone, it's Dominic, the Prime Time Treasure Hunter. Welcome back to another video. I know the last two videos that I did for you were kind of on the long side, but they were designed that way because they were videos designed to be resources for you to come back and reference throughout the year and for me to point other people to. A lot of people like that tax deduction video that I just put up at the last one. So thanks so much for all the feedback on that one, and hopefully it helps a lot of people out come this tax season. But I wanted to follow up on another video that I had done recently. It's this one here, and this will be a quicker video just to do a little update. This video I did is called When It's Time to Give Up on Your Non-Selling Items on eBay. And one of the things I was talking about in that video is there's actually some instances where you should not give up on an item. So this would be an item that you really know in your heart is a great item and it's just not selling, and even after you've done a bunch of tweaks to it. And that's a kind of item where if you're okay with keeping it around, maybe you could use it yourself for some other reason. Like maybe it's something that you could use as wall decor or like a decoration or something you don't mind displaying if it's a collectible. Those are types of items where you can feel comfortable leaving them at a buy it now price, so you're not progressively lowering the price, you're just keeping it there. That's called in the reselling community long tailing your item. You'll just keep it there for a long time. Now, it's also called long tailing when you have an item that you keep up at a very high price for a while and then you're willing to progressively lower that price over time. You're willing to wait it out for the long term. So long tailing could be used to refer to several different processes where you're basically just willing to wait the item out. And an item that I showed in this video, in fact, it's the first item that I showed in the video, was this one here. It's my rare German elves wall clock. And the reason why I love this item, first of all, I just love how it looks. I love the colors. I love the brown and the red and the green and the Christmas, elements that it brings out are really nice. And it's not just that, though. It's not that I just like the look of it. It's also how I found it as well. I was leaving an estate sale that I was called to do some private picking at. In other words, there was no other competition there. It was just me, and I got that through a Craigslist ad that I post. And I found so many incredible things at this house, and this was the last item that I found. I was on my way walking out, and I looked up above the fireplace mantle, and I saw something peeking out from behind. There was a bunch of other things on the mantle, and I just reached up, and it's an advantage I have with my height. I'm 6'6", and so I could see above a lot of things. And so I reached up, I pulled it off behind the mantle. I took it off the hook, and I looked at it, and I said, "Wow, this piece is beautiful." And it turns out it's from the 1970s, and it did not have a battery in it at the time. It does work with a C battery, and so I carry batteries in my car, so I ran out to my car, grabbed the C battery, put it in, and it worked. And I said, "Well, would you be willing to sell this to me as well?" And she said, "Sure." She just threw it in with all the other items that I purchased, so it wasn't even anything that I paid any additional money on. So I've had it behind me. If you look in a lot of my videos where I have kind of a broader, kind of wide screen behind me, it's been hanging up on the wall in so many of my videos. I love to just keep it there as decor, and that's my shipping center behind me. And so, when I'm packing up my items, I look at it all the time. I love it. But as I said in that video, the key is not to get personally attached to it, so that if it does sell, you're willing to sell. Now, I had this item up for probably like in the $60, $65, maybe $70 range at one point, hoping that it might sell at that price. Maybe someone else would see it and really love it and want to purchase it. But I'd get a watcher here and there, but no one would ever purchase it. And finally, it got down to $29.99, and I said, you know what? I'm not willing to lower it any more than $29.99. And two reasons for it. One, there's such a thing as having respect for the item, and I really feel that for an item that's this nice, that anything less than 30 is not truly appreciating this type of this type of item in terms of the artistry that went into it, and some of the intricate details that are on there. So I was not willing to lower it for that reason. But the other reason is that while it might not look too large in this video, I mean, it's like about this big, and about this thick. It's not super heavy, but once you put it together in the package and everything, and you double box it because you don't want it to break because it's ceramic, it's well over 5 pounds, between 5 and 6 pounds. And so that gets up there, and when you factor in, you don't know where it's going to go shipping to, and I do free shipping on all my items, I've got to take into account the shipping costs on it. And so I don't want to take a loss or just make a couple bucks on it afterwards. And so I've had it up there, and as I said, let's go back to my video where I said the following. I'm just going to play about one sentence or two of what I said. So here it is. Just I'll stop talking, but just listen to this part. But this particular item is not one that I'm willing to sell for less than 30, because I believe that is, truly where it is in terms of the value, and that somebody is going to come across and see that at some point and make the purchase. Same thing. So I had to have that firm belief on it that somebody was going to come by at some point and make that purchase. And sure enough, yesterday, someone came along and made the purchase. Purchased it for $30. It's already paid for. It's packed up. Now, it's good that I did wait, because this wound up going to Arkansas, and so that wound up costing about $12 to ship it out economy, and still left me enough money to make a nice profit on the item, especially since I didn't pay anything for it. But I just wanted to put that up there as a brief follow-up to a recent video, because you might remember that if you watched that video, and sure enough, it's sold. So I wanted to let you know about that, and it gives validation to what I was talking about, that if it's an item like that, like the one that I described, feel comfortable just riding it out, sitting it out. Do not sit there and stare at that item, and every time you have to sell similar, get mad at it, get upset about it. Just have the mindset that that particular item, or maybe a couple other ones that you have, you're fine just letting it stay up there. And whether it sells or not, it's really not a big giant deal to you, because like I said, if it doesn't, you could use it for something else, or you like looking at it, or you just like or you like having it. Now, last thing I'm going to mention about this is that the key to doing this is this cannot be what the majority of your items are, or you will go out of business. Okay, you cannot have it that 95% of your items are ones that you're just not going to budge off of the price off of, and you're just going to keep it up there. And they're items also that are just not moving. I mean, it's okay to have a buy it now philosophy if you have items that are priced properly and that are in high demand, and that people are easily going to come in and make a purchase on. But if it's not like that, if they're items like this, you can't do that. I have another item like this that I showed in that video of a billiard sign, and I have that up for $49.99, and I'm not going to lower the price on that either, and I went into the rationale for that during that video. But again, just validation that there are items like this that you could do this with. It just cannot be the majority of them if they're ones that are not in high demand and are not going to move easily. You got to wait sometimes for the right person to come along. If there's an item like that where that happened with you, I'd like to hear those kind of stories. So leave that down below in the comment section. And as an update, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. The update to the quest to 2,000 by 10 more days. We've got 10 more days to get 40 more subscribers. We're at 1960. So if you like this channel, make sure that you subscribe to it. Check to see if you're subscribed, because sometimes YouTube knocks off people's subscriptions. So just make sure you're subscribed. And if there's anyone else you know of that would like this channel, like the videos, please let them know about it so they can subscribe as well. I look forward to that day when we hit that 2,000 and coming on here, hopefully sometime before December 31st, or I should technically say before January 1st, because if we hit it on 12/31, that is fine too. I don't care, just as long as we get it before before we head into the new year. So thanks everyone. Make sure you come to my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. The link to all these things are down below, including links to all of my shipping supplies and items that I find useful in my reselling business. I make a small commission off of any of those items, which does help because my channel is not monetized, so anything like that does help. And come follow me on Instagram. I am really starting to use that more, so if you want to see kind of things that are going on during my day and little updates here and there, make sure you come on by. I have updates in the story section and in my regular feed, so that's at prime_time_treasure. See you all back at the next video. Take care, everyone.